Hi students, welcome to UGC E-Pathshala. I am Dr. A. Sangamitra, Assistant Professor, Food Technology Department from Kongu Engineering College. Okay, let me move on to our today's topic on cold plasma. As we all know that consumers demand food products that are safe to consume, premium quality, high nutritious and longer shelf life. One of the major concerns prevailing for the food industries, regulatory bodies and customers is the safety of food. Microorganisms are the major problem with regard to food processing as they produce undesirable impact on the health and economy of the public. In order to eliminate the various microorganisms, thermal methods such as pasteurization, sterilization, canning has been followed for years ago. Though these conventional thermal methods seems to be effective and efficient, they lead to enormous loss of nutritional components, affect sensory properties and reduce functional properties of the food. Such losses can be reduced using some novel non-thermal processing technology such as high hydrostatic pressure, irradiation, ultrasound, etc. One such recent non-thermal technology which finds its application in food processing and packaging is cold plasma technology. Let us discuss about the cold plasma in detail. On completion of this session, you will be able to understand the basics and principles of cold plasma and also its production methods. Identify the different applications of cold plasma in food processing. Let us first see what is meant by plasma. The three states of matter are solid, liquid and gas. When energy is supplied to any matter, it changes its state. For example, solid become liquid and liquid become gaseous. Let us assume if we give more energy to a gas, it gets ionized and goes into the energy rich state called plasma state. Hence, plasma is considered as the fourth state of matter. Plasma is more similar to gas than any other states of matter because the atoms are not in constant contact with each other, but it behaves differently from a gas. The plasma can flow like a liquid or it contains areas that are like clumps of atoms sticking together. It is a hot ionized gas into which sufficient energy is provided to free electrons from atoms or molecules or to allow both ions and electrons to coexist. In simpler terms, plasma consists of approximately equal number of positively charged ions and negatively charged electrons. Plasma was first discovered by Irving Langmuir in 1928. More than 99% of the visible matter in the universe is in the plasma state. For example, the natural lightning or polar light in the Arctic and Antarctic, bright circle of light around the sun during solar eclipse are examples of natural form of plasma observed. Plasma is classified based on the relative temperature of ions and electrons. They are hot plasma and cold plasma. The plasma that is at high temperature is called as hot plasma. Hot plasma is also called as thermal plasma, have electrons and the heavy particles at thermodynamically equilibrium in nature. Examples of hot plasma are plasmas that can be produced by atmospheric arcs, sparks and flames. Cold plasma are also called as non-thermal plasma, is less well ionized. Non-thermal or near ambient temperature plasma is generated under atmospheric or vacuum at temperatures of 30 to 60 degrees Celsius requiring low energy. The electrons are at high temperature whereas the positive ions and neutral particles are at lower temperature and have thermodynamically non-equilibrium nature. Examples of cold plasma is when a fluorescent lightning tube is switched on, cold plasma is set up within the tube at room temperature. This cold plasma is used for food applications. Plasmas are also classified based on pressure. They are low pressure and high pressure plasma. Low pressure plasma works at temperatures below 1 millibar or 100 Pascal. High pressure is above approximately 100 millibar. For many technical applications, atmospheric plasmas work at a pressure of around 1 bar. Now, we will discuss how this plasma is produced. Plasma is generated when an inert gas gets in contact with electricity. Reactive substances composed of charged particles, free radicals, photons and various radiations are formed. This whole formulation is known as plasma. The efficiency of plasma generation varies with the type of gases used. A simple gas such as air or nitrogen may be used, or the system may rely on a mixture of noble gases such as helium, argon or neon. The driving energy is usually electricity. Ionized gases generated from plasma processing create unique conditions that have no thermal equivalent. Plasma can be produced by subjecting a gas into an electric field, that is, between two electrodes, either with constant or alternating amplitude. Different forms of energy such as thermal, electric, magnetic, radio or microwave frequencies can be used to attain plasma state. They raise the kinetic energy of the electrons, resulting in increased number of collisions in the gas forming plasma products like electrons, ions, radicals and radiation of varying wavelengths, including that in the UV ranges. Plasma production is achieved by four methods. They are corona discharge, dielectric barrier discharge, radio frequency plasma, gliding arc discharge. Now, we will discuss about these methods one by one. The first method is corona discharge. In this method, plasma is produced by an electric charge that is produced by high voltage when in close contact to metal electrodes, possibly an asymmetric electrode pair. You can visualize this from the given schematic diagram. This method generates plasma at atmospheric pressure. In a highly non-uniform electric field, the high electric field near the point electrode exceeds the breakdown strength of the gas and produces weakly ionized plasma. Coronas are thus fundamentally non-uniform discharges that develop in the high field region near the sharp electrode spreading out towards the plane electrode. The second method is dielectric barrier discharges. The dielectric barrier discharges is also referred as silent discharge or barrier discharge. This method provides strong thermodynamic non-equilibrium plasma at atmospheric pressure and at moderate gas temperature. The schematic diagram shows dielectric barrier discharge setup. The dielectric barrier setup consists of two electrodes with at least one covered with dielectric layer placed in their current path between the metal electrodes. The dielectric layer may be made of glass, quartz, ceramic material or polymers. The dielectric layer on or between the two electrodes is one of the easiest way to form non-equilibrium atmospheric pressure discharge. This type of discharge operates at approximately atmospheric pressure, typically 0.1 to 1 atmosphere. An AC voltage with amplitude of 1 to 100 kV and a frequency of few hertz to megahertz is applied to the discharge. When a potential difference is applied between cathode and anode, a continuous current will flow through the discharge, giving rise to direct current glow discharge. The third method is radio frequency plasma. Radio frequency discharges are the most widely used method for plasma generation, with which a varying electric field is established. Radio frequency discharges are produced when alternating voltage is applied between the two electrodes so that each electrode will act alternately as the cathode and anode. The frequency generally used for these alternating voltages are typically in the radio frequency range, that is 1 kHz to 103 MHz, with the most common value of 13.56 MHz. To produce a stable RF plasma, vacuum system is required. Stable plasma is generated when the rate of electrons generated is equal to the lost rate of electrons. Regarding the cold plasma application in food processing, it is used in the area of microbial inactivation, surface decontamination in products such as poultry, meat, dairy, grains and fresh produce, then modification of properties, enhancement of mass transfer and decontamination of packaging material. Let us now focus on how this cold plasma helps in microbial inactivation. The plasma agents such as positive ions, negative ions, electrons, atoms, photons, metastables and free radicals contribute to the lethal action by interacting with the biological material. Cold plasma treatment effectively inactivates a wide range of microorganisms, including spores and viruses. The reactive species such as a singlet oxygen, hydroxyl, etc. have been directly associated to the oxidative stress on the exterior surface of the microbial cells. Higher oxygen concentration is associated with increased levels of microbial inhibition due to higher levels of oxygen-based active species such as atomic oxygen and ozone. Reactive oxygen species significantly affects the membrane lipids due to their location along the surface of bacterial cells by allowing them to be bombarded by these strong oxidizing agents. The active species of plasma discharges initiate lipid peroxidation, thus producing shorter chain fatty acyl compounds. Oxidation of amino acids and nucleic acid may also cause changes that result in microbial death or injury. Microorganisms in plasma are exposed to an intense bombardment by the radical, most likely provoking surface lesions that the living cell cannot repair sufficiently faster. As like most of the common sterilizing agents, vegetative cells tend to be more susceptible to plasma treatment than the spores. During plasma treatment, microorganisms are exposed to an intense bombardment by the radicals, most likely provoking surface lesions that the living cells cannot repair, and this process is termed as etching. Plasma etching is based on the interaction of relative energetic ions and activated species with the molecules of substrate. Atmospheric cold plasma treatment was given to brown rice cereal bars to reduce the mold growth. It has been found that the cold plasma treatment reduced the growth of aspergillus flavus approximately 4 log CFU per gram when the power of 40 watts with an exposure time of 20 minutes was used. This treatment prevented the growth of mycelium on the surface of bars for at least 20 days. Similarly, atmospheric glow discharge plasma was applied to fresh produce such as cantaloupes, lettuce and apples. After exposure to plasma for 2 minutes, around 3 log CFU per gram reduction was observed with E. coli on apples, and similar reduction were achieved with Salmonella and Listeria monocytogenes on cantaloupe and lettuce respectively after 3 minutes of exposure to plasma. Cold plasma is also used in food packaging to decontaminate the packaging materials, and it is also known to induce surface modifications in packaging materials. Cold plasma treatment of packaging materials removes all the undesirable organic contaminants. Surface treatment includes cleaning, coating, printing, painting, and adhesive bonding. Cold plasma sterilization is safe, fast, and chemical-free method widely applicable to wide range of packaging material and does not leave any residues. This method is used to sterilize packaging materials such as plastic bottles, lids and films without affecting its property. Cold plasma can be used for sterilization of different packaging materials such as PET foils, polystyrene and multi-layer packaging based on PET, PVDC, PE, resulting in a minimum of 2 log reduction with a minimal changes in the packaging functionality. Study shows that the water vapor permeability of packaging material reduced after plasma treatment. This can be achieved by deposition of the hydrophobic coating on the polymer surface through the plasma treatment. Imprints on food packaging are diverse, and it is important that such imprints are secure against abrasion. Plasma treatment can fulfill the requirements of precise color matching and high pixel accuracy when applying decoration to glass bottles or jars. In addition, it enables exclusion of air bubbles, improvement of coating adhesion, and high scratch resistance without damage. Bioactive packaging is current trend in food packaging, which contains wide variety of immobilized molecules, antioxidants, antimicrobials, proteins, vitamins, functional components like lysozyme, niacin, vanillin, sodium benzoate, glucose oxidase, bovine lactoferrin, lactoferricin, cytosine, nanosilver, triclosan to improve the quality of perishable food products. Plasma treatment improves the addition of antioxidants and antimicrobial coatings. Cold plasma is also used in wastewater treatment. The conventional water filtration process involves chemical additives which makes the effluent generally unusable afterwards. As complete oxidation is required for the treatment of wastewater and transfer of contaminants is not complete in methods like photocatalysis, ultrasonications, UV or ozone. Major investigations have been done on application of cold plasma on industrial effluent, organic dyes, degradation of pharmaceutical components, and also mineralization of pollutants by using several catalysts. Plasma treatment has also been studied in removal of colors and of odors from water. On land discharge of wastewater, the presence of highly complex structured dyes offers low biodegradability, which impose toxic effect to the flora and fauna present in the water body. Studies have been carried out on a wide variety of dyes including azo derivatives, anthraquinones, indigo dye, etc. The dyes have been used as a substrate for plasma treatment. Also, very fast degradation of pesticides have also been studied. Now, we'll move on to another application, that is the impact of cold plasma on enzymatic activity. The major problem with the fresh cut fruits and vegetables is enzymatic browning, which affects the quality attributes. Dielectric barrier discharge atmosphere glass plasma was used to check the metabolic activity of fresh cut apples. The samples were treated for 10, 20 and 30 minutes and the best results were obtained, approximately 65% reduction of browning area for 30 minutes as compared to the control sample. The increase in the treatment time eventually decreased the polyphenol oxidase residue up to 42%. This shows that plasma treated fresh cut apples has a low metabolic activity than control samples. Similar effects were observed on polyphenol oxidase and peroxidase enzyme present in apples and potatoes. The cut apple and potato tissue was treated for 10 minutes with plasma processed air, which showed a reduction of polyphenol oxidase up to 62% and 77% respectively, and peroxidase reduced about 65% in cut apples and 89% in potato tissues. During the treatment of argon cold plasma on pomegranate juice, the juice tends to be darker after treatment. This was explained with increase in blueness of juice due to the possible chemical changes in the juice pigments and polymerization of phenolic components. Cold plasma also plays a role in the modification of food properties. The effect of cold plasma on modification of functional properties and physical or surface properties of food product is an interesting area to be explored. For example, the hydrophobic and hydrophilic nature of food products can be modified by cold plasma treatment. In case of biscuits, the increase in hydrophobic nature of its surface exhibited an increased spreading of oil sprayed and thus reduced the oil seepage. Similarly, the nature of proteins and its functionality has been changed in case of gluten by cold plasma technique. On treatment of wheat flour with cold plasma, the secondary structure of gluten becomes more stable and corresponding changes in dough rheology was also observed. The oxidative changes in the protein may change the molecular weight and solubility of wheat flour and also the interaction to form a gluten network. It was also evident that cold plasma of wheat flour accelerated flour oxidation. An increase in water and fat binding capacities in protein-rich pea flour following cold plasma treatment in air was also noted. Such modification in the protein structure has been proved from protein fluorescence spectroscopy. Regarding the advantages of cold plasma in food processing, this technique is applicable for both solid as well as liquid food products. Cold plasma is used to enhance microbial inactivation efficiency at low temperatures, generally less than 50 Celsius. This treatment extends the shelf life of product due to microbial inactivation. Cold plasma is more compatible with different packaging and modified atmospheric methods. This method reduces the use of preservatives. It does not require water or other chemical solvent, thus it is also considered as environmental friendly. Cold plasma does not leave any residues. Most coal plasma sources require only low energy input, therefore coal plasma technology is energy efficient. Though it has many advantages, there are few limitations too. Coal plasma technique is not suitable for high fat products which may lead to lipid oxidation. This technique also increases the acidity, reduces color and fruit firmness. The cost of the plasma processing is large due to the use of noble gases. It is also requires an additional safety measure as the process is carried out using very high voltages. Let me now summarize the points so far discussed. Plasma is considered as one of the fourth state of matter. Plasma consists of approximately equal numbers of positively charged ions and negatively charged electrons. Plasma is classified based on the relative temperature of ions and electrons and grouped as hot plasma and cold plasma. Plasma can be achieved by corona discharge, dielectric barrier discharge, radio frequency plasma and gliding arc discharge. Cold plasma is used to inactivate microbes, surface decontamination in products such as poultry, meat, dairy, grains and fresh produce. It also contributes to wastewater treatment, food packaging and functional property modification in foods. Hope you have got an understanding of what coal plasma is. Thank you for your patient hearing. Happy learning. Thank you.